What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. Now, today's video I'm just doing basically off the top of my head, no planning involved whatsoever. I felt that I really need to share this incident with people who are thinking of staying here in Brazil long term or living here for that matter. Now, we all know that Brazil is not a perfect place to be, and it has all of tons and tons of issues. Okay, now this one is kind of a messed up one, but I don't want you guys thinking that every single person is out to get you here and you should trust people, but unfortunately you can't really trust many people here in Brazil. You have to be very careful, and I'm not doing a video about safety. I've done enough of those types of videos for now. But I wanted to discuss this particular issue when it comes to renting an apartment and what to look out for and things like that. So we all know that many people here in Brazil don't make very much money. Okay, so it's not an unknown fact. Okay, to be honest, most of the people who work in my building, for example, are decent people. Okay, maybe half of them. I don't know. It's hard to tell because you sort of just say hi and pass by. Okay, so you don't really 100% know, but they're friendly enough. They're pretty much all friendly. Now, what I want to talk about today, and it's hard to talk about because it's just really disheartening, that's all. Nothing happened to me physically or anything like that, but the reason why I'm saying you gotta be careful and not trust very easily here in Brazil, if at all. So I'll get to why. So about a month ago or a month and a half ago, the power went out in my apartment. Okay, so called down, asked if there was any problem in the building, like if there was power outages or anybody's working in the building. No, everything's normal. Checked the hallway, power was on. And they don't have security here, but it's kind of like a front door guy who sort of controls the security door, the front door. And he basically said, "Oh no, but I can send up the technician if you want. So there's like a handyman in the building. Okay, so they have a guy who's, I've seen him before. I've said hi, whatever. Who's in the building, works for the building, does the odd end jobs, whatever. So he comes up, he checks it out, and he basically says, let me go down to the the vault, I guess it is, where they have all of the system, the main hub of the electricity of the building. Okay. He comes back up maybe 20 minutes later, says, "Oh, I found there's a problem with one of the wires, and it goes from the bottom all the way up, and it seems to be not functioning, but it's not all the way. It's not the entire wire. It's like a portion, whatever." Okay. I said, "Okay, how much is it going to cost? Because I have to relay the cost to the owner of the apartment, right? The landlord. Probably like 160 with whatever, extra parts and labor and all that stuff." Okay. I have to check. I didn't realize I had to check through the landlady, or they have like the realtor basically who showed us the place. Didn't know I had to go through her, so she was kind of pissed when she found out we had sort of hired him to do the job, because she wanted to get an evaluation. She didn't want to be overcharged. He mentioned something to me, and he said, "Oh, you're pretty lucky, because if it was the owner living here, I would have charged more." And I was kind of like, "Okay, thank you, I guess, whatever." So it took him about 45 minutes to do the job. That's fine. Power came on. Awesome. Whatever. I paid for the thing, but then we got reimbursed. Whatever. 160 reais is like maybe $45 or something like that, around there. So fast forward maybe a month, and power goes out again. And this is all on a weekday, during the day, like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, around there, 10:30. So it goes off again, and I work from home. I need to have the internet, obviously, and it sucks to be without power, obviously. So call down again, and asked if the building was out, yada yada yada, you know, the same crap. And it's the same door guy, the same security guy downstairs, who automatically suggests, oh, I can send you the maintenance guy if you want. He's on his way. No, the second time he just sort of like, oh, he's on his way up, automatically, without even like asking if I wanted his services. Okay, I didn't think of anything of it, whatever. Comes up, checking, whatever, checking, and then he's like, oh, I think it's another problem with the wire or something like that, or it's whatever, or fuse or something. They started saying like they started telling me that it's caused by the sea, like the sea salt that corrodes the electronics here. I don't know about that. I was like, okay, maybe they know better, whatever. This job didn't take very long. I think it was a fuse, he said. I didn't really fully get it. But what I told him is, sure, you can take a look, but don't fix anything until I've confirmed with the realtor, you know, the landlord of the apartment, because they want to be able to know how much they're paying and this and that. I don't know whether he ignored me or whatever. 20 minutes later, he comes back up. He's like, oh, I think I fixed it. Power came back on. It's a miracle. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. But I was kind of like not having a great day to begin with. I had some stuff going on and whatever. And I really needed the power on, so it was kind of like, yes, I'm glad. But at the same time, oh shit, the realtor is going to give me crap because he went and did the job. So whatever. I said, if she wants to pay something, I'll pay it. But I did tell him not to do it until I found out exactly get permission. So I said, are you gonna want money for it? Because he said, yeah, for some work. Because I kind of he didn't really say that he was requesting money for it. So I don't know. It was already shady from that point on. And he's like, 60 reais is okay, right? It seems reasonable. I said, okay, let me just contact the realtor. Whatever. So a few weeks passed by. And in fact, just so you know, he bloody well got the door guy to call up here and ask for his money. What is that? And I told him that I would get it to him by, within a few days. I didn't have it on me. So he got the security or the front door guy to call up and say, oh, you need to pay him his 60 reais or whatever. And I'm thinking, okay, it's not like I'm not going to pay it, right? I'm honest. Whatever, I went down. He was kind of nervous, and he was, oh yeah. So I transferred it to him through a banking app. And he was like, oh, it's a good thing somebody was around. And it, I didn't dawn on me that maybe the guy's screwing me over. So, yeah, I'll get to that. Breathe. So, I found out from the other front door guy who works the evening shift, not the morning shift. And he's a nice guy, this one, who works from 1:30 to 9:30 or something like that. And he says, be careful with Sergio, which is the guy's name. And I was like, why? He's not really to be trusted. And I'm thinking, what could it be? And he's like, did your power go out the other day? I said, yeah. Why? Other people are mentioning the same thing, randomly the power's going out, and then he's coming to save the day for them and things like that. So I'm like, oh shit, this is a scam, As they say here in Brazil, golpinho, gulp, which is like a scam or a fraud. So I'm like, oh man, what am I supposed to do? I don't have any proof. I'm going based off what this guy's saying. And I tried to get him to tell the president of the building, they call it syndico, which is the guy who looks after organizes the building and all that stuff. So, and I tried to encourage him to tell the building super, and he's like, no, I don't want to get involved. So I'm thinking, is he involved too? So it's hard to trust. It's really, really difficult for me. I'm not used to this kind of rip-off artist bullshit, especially where you live, you know, on the street or whatever, at a store or something. It's very well likely it could happen where you get ripped off or overcharges you for something. But these kind of things in your own building where I'm renting and paying, you know, a good amount of money for rent, I was pissed off, but I maintained calm. So apparently a lot of people also began to sort of suspect, and without evidence, you know, but it was kind of too many coincidences all at once. So I think they were just really raking in the money just too close to the dates, you know what I mean? Like, and apparently my building isn't very full of like renters. There's a lot of temporary travelers, like tourists that stay here. So it's kind of like a half empty building or 2/3 full building or something like that. So I think what happened is somebody else contacted the building super and they found out. So it's kind of like it's all coming together. So I don't know whether they've been bust or what's going to happen at this point. I just wanted to shoot this video for you guys to be aware that this shit can happen. And I'm probably going to move from this building. I mean, I don't like being in a place where I can't really trust, especially people who are working in the building. That's just like, you don't feel 100% safe. I mean, when you come home, you want to be, it's your fortress of solitude, your base, you know, per se. I felt more safe when I stayed in Airbnbs here in Brazil, because it was kind of like you had a go-to person to contact, and it's a big company that basically runs the Airbnb, so you had someone to that has your back. Here, not really. You know, if you're renting an apartment here, and unless you're the owner, you can't really do much. So I'm hoping that these guys are going to get busted and fired out of it, kicked out of here and fired. But I'm not going to hold my breath. So just a word of warning for you guys: if you come to stay here in an apartment building or whatever, like a long-term thing, just be aware. Like, it's hard. Just don't really fully trust people. I mean, I hate to say that, but here in Brazil, people just are like living off paycheck to paycheck, or even worse, they just don't have money to survive. And not excusing this type of behavior, because I think it's dishonest and heinous, in my opinion. You know, ripping off people where you work and stuff. I don't, you know, it's really puts into question about me living in Brazil. I'm not used to that kind of thing. I'm not whining or complaining. I'm just sort of venting a little bit, but just also passing some information for you guys. Should you come here, just be well aware and yeah. So I'll keep you guys up to date on that. I don't know what's going to happen thus far. We'll see. To be continued. But thanks for watching the video. I'm glad I was able to get that off my chest and also pass some very vital information for you guys. It's sad. It's a sad state of affairs. But I think this happens. It's more common than I would think. You know, here in Brazil, considering cost of living is so high and just so much crime. So Brazil is still a great place to be. Still a great place to live. I'm just rethinking my plan of what I'm going to do. So maybe even go to an Airbnb and just do that, because it's almost the same price. I mean, I only did this originally because I needed a set address, but that's a whole other thing. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button if you stayed all the way to the end of the video and got something out of it. If you'd like to subscribe, that would really help out too. So cheers and take care, guys.